Hey, I will be uploading every day three of my problems I'm solving on from the Striver sheet. Right now I'm at binary search with the easy part of the binary search. So yeah, let's get into the current problem, which is count the number of occurrences in an array, sorted array. So we are given a sorted array and a number target, and we need to find the number of occurrences in the array. For example, you can see here the array has 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 and target as 2. So as you can see, we have number 2 for 4 times, so our output will be 4. So one of the brute force way we can do is going through the array and if the number is equals to target, then I'm going to increase the count, and at the end of the code I will just return the count and it will be our answer. The complexity of the code will be space complexity of the code will be big O of n, and but we can solve it in an optimal way as well by using binary search. So in case of binary search, what we can do is, rather than taking the count of going through the array by first half and the second half, what we can do is we can find the first occurrence and the last occurrence in the array. So for that, we need to implement the code for to find the first occurrence and the last occurrence. So I think we'll just code from here, and I'll just go through the problem and implement this way. So first we need to find the first occurrence, right? So first occurrence. Why does O look like a zero? I don't know why. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna take the array into array and int low, comma int high and int target. I suppose that is enough for us to go through. The first, we need to find the lowest, I mean the first occurrence, right? So if we find the current array, I mean current element in the array, then we'll go to the end and we'll just store the count of the, I mean the index of the first occurrence, and we'll just traverse through on the left side and find the one which is the first occurrence. So I mean I'll go through the code and I can explain you well in this way. So first we'll just take the first index, and I'm gonna take int mid equals to low plus high by 2. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is, okay, I need to keep it in an loop, right? And low is lower than high. Okay. Yeah. So I did that. Now I need to make sure that I have to check. Okay, if ARR of mid equals to target, then I'm gonna update the first index array and I'll take the lowest one. If okay, first index equals to the dot min first index comma mid. After this, I'm gonna decrease the value of high to mid minus 1 so that I can find the as we are finding the first occurrence, we are traversing through the first half because we already found the index which has the value of the target. So if we have a target, we have the value. So we are trying to find the first occurrence, right? So we just need to find the first index which has the value of target. So for that we will need to traverse through the first half of the array now. So we'll do mid minus 1, and if it's not, then else if ARR of mid equals to, sorry, probably greater than um, target. So in that case, as we have a sorted array, we found the value of ARR of mid is greater than, so we'll just need to take the values which are lower than the ARR of mid. So for that we can just update the value of high equals to mid minus 1, and else if it's lower, then we can just increase the value of low to mid plus 1. So this way we can find our first index. So return first index. Okay, just we need to do it over here in this. Okay, yeah. And about the second index, the last occurrence, it will be pretty same. Mm, I'm just gonna take it from here and int last index. Same, less than or equal to, just will update with that. Okay, no, it's not required because we are taking the value of mid, right? This will be also pretty same. We'll just copy it from here. So in this case, what we are trying to do is we are trying to, in this case, we are finding the last occurrence in the array. So to do that, if we find the current array, current index mid, if we found it, then we are going to increase the value of low because we are finding the last occurrence. So it will be in the second half of the code, second half of the array. So we'll just update this last index, and last index low will be mid plus 1, and similarly in this case, if mid is greater than target, yeah, so I'll just, yeah, so similarly the remaining code will be same, as we are just trying to identify if the array of mid is greater than target, then we need to update the high to mid minus 1, and or else we'll just update the low value to mid plus 1 because we are trying to go higher. Then we can just return last index. So now we have the first occurrence and the last occurrence. So I'm just gonna create a target this thing. So int first equals to first occurrence with the value with the array, and low will be 0 because we are starting from the array, and high will be ARR of that length, and target, right? So target, yeah. So int last will be last occurrence of ARR int z 0 and ARR of dot length. Sorry, I forgot to mention that it's length minus 1, or else we get an out of bounds error, out of bounds. So now we can just int occurrence equals to first, sorry, last minus first plus 1. So this will be our occurrence, and we can just return it occurrence. Okay, math. Okay, I need to use maths. Import Java. I need to check whether what kind of math class in Java. Seriously? No. Okay. We don't need static for this in this situation. Yeah, we need to initialize 0 as well. Okay. Why did I get 1? Okay. It's the last index, right? So I need to take integer dot max value, and in this case I need to take integer dot min value. This should work right now. Wait, what? Why is it not updating? There's an issue with the integer of min value mid low plus high. by to target. So the target is, yeah, I'm just checking whether if it's true. Okay, I need to take the max value over here, I suppose, because we're decreasing the value of max over here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically what I did here is I need to find the first next side. So I'm just taking the lower one, and in this case it was minimum. So even if I was going through the end of the array, my number would not update because it's lower than, I mean it was taking the lower ones, which of them, so it will be basically last index. So I need to update this, and now it should be working. Hmm. Okay. Okay. How about I print the value of first and my system dot println first last. Hmm. 3 and 5. So why am I getting 3? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, maybe because yeah, I need to use this as well. Okay, yeah. Hmm. I think it should be fine now. Yeah, so we're gonna just gonna submit. Wait, what? How am I getting? Two and five? No, 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 not in this. Okay. Hmm. Okay. If first equals to integer dot, sorry, max value, and I'm just adding a condition to check, so that if it's 0, then, I mean, if they did not find the number, then I'm just gonna give it as the number output as 0. So integer dot main main value, um, return return 0. This should be working fine. Yeah. What is this thing? Okay. Yeah, so here you go, we have a solution right here. Okay, we'll finish this one as well. So yeah, we'll go to this problem now. So problem statement, okay, we have the lead code link, right? So we'll just go with that. Okay, apparently I have solved this question, but I don't remember anything about it. Okay, search in rotated sorted array. Okay, there is an integer array nums sorted in ascending order. Okay, prior to being passed to a function, nums is possibly rotated at unknown pivot index. Okay, such that the resulting array is n k plus 1. Okay, n minus 1 0 0. Okay, so okay, for example, must be rotated. Hmm. Okay, it has been rotated and pivoted index 3. So basically, at the point of index 3, they are just rotating and keeping it back, pushing it back in the end of the array. So basically, rotating, yeah, rotating by 3 elements. Given the array after the pause, given the number of array after the possible rotations in an integer target, return the index target if it's in nums or minus 1 if it's not in nums. You must write the algorithm log and runtime completely. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, 0 1. It's not there, so it's gonna just give me minus 1. So basically it's asking us to find the target value in the array which is pivoted at a point of index. We don't know exactly. So rather than, we can't even sort because the question asks us to do it in log n complexity. Hmm. I mean, obviously we can do the basic brute force way, would be going through the array and find the particular target and just give the index, but we are trying to use that. Hmm. Hmm. We will be using binary search for this equation, for this problem. So I need to find the pivot point. So at that moment, so what I can do is I can just traverse from the array and I can find, no, that will be order of n. Hmm. Okay, so I think we can do something. I'm gonna find the mid, the basic binary search way, and then I'm gonna check whether the value is bigger than the target or lower than the target. If it's bigger than the target, then I'm gonna traverse to the right of the array, right side of the array, and if I find the current element is smaller than the previous mid, I'm gonna update the pivot point. I, I suppose this could be the way. I'm not sure about this one. I think it's gonna take go through the solution and I'll just come back again. Yeah, so one of the ways we can do in the brute force way is to linear search it and we can find it directly. But the question has asked us to do it in big O of log n, right? So the optimal way would be binary search. So in the way of binary search, what we can do is, instead of, in general binary search, what we try to do is, if it's the target is lower than the mid, then I'm gonna update the high, or if it's greater than mid, then I'm gonna update the lows to mid plus 1. in this case we cannot find that. So rather what we can do is we can find the sorted half, because we will always have a sorted half in this situation. This is the sorted half, and this is not, I mean this is the other half which is not sorted. So what we are going to do is, for suppose we have the target 0, right? So we are just going to check whether the target exists between the sorted half. If it doesn't, though, I'm gonna update the value of low to mid plus 1. If it is, then I'm gonna update the value to of high to mid minus 1, so which will be this one. So the how I can find whether if it's what do you call, the array is sorted or not. So I'm just gonna check the value of mid, and if mid, check the value of mid, which if it's higher than the mid, then if it's sorted. But in this situation we can see that 7 is greater than 4, so it will be a sorted half in this situation. So I'm going to code it and explain it so that you can get an idea. Public int search target int of int n comma or else and int target. So first I'm just gonna int low equals to 0 and int high equals to n minus 1, and I'm gonna, yeah, so while low is less than equals to high, I'm gonna update the value, sorry, I'm gonna create a mid value, int mid equals to low plus high by 2. Now I'm going to check whether the condition, if it, firstly I'm going to check if it's equal, the array of mid equals to our target. Then if it is, I'm just gonna return the value, and I want to exit the code at the moment. So yeah, I will just do that. Or else if it's not, then what I can do is, else if here I'm gonna check whether the first half or the second half, which array is the sorted one. Okay, whether the first half of the array or the second half of the array are sorted. So to do that, equals to, so yeah, mid of low, if it's lower than arr of mid, lower than or equals to, yeah, equals to arr of mid, then we know that the this first half of the array is sorted. So in that case we are going to check whether the target exists between the first element and the last element. So to do that, we can check whether arr of low is less than our target and arr of mid is greater than our target. So if the value for, in this case, 0 exists in between 7 and 4, but it does but it the case fails in the situation, and for suppose we have the value of target of 5, so it actually exists in the situation. For that case, what we are going to do is, as we know that the second half of the array is not useful to us anymore, we are just going to update the value to mid minus of high. high equals to mid minus 1. Sorry, yeah, mid minus 1. If it's not, then I'm gonna just update the value, because we know that 0 does not exist between this. So I'm just gonna update the value of low to low plus mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. And if the situation where else if ARR of wait a second, mid is less than or equal to ARR of high, because we are checking the right side of the sorted array now, sorted half. Similarly, in this situation, we are going to check ARR of high is greater than or equals to ARR of mid, and we, if it's true, then I have done the same. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I'm going to check whether ARR of low is greater than. Okay. No. Why are we checking the high? We need to check whether the element the target exists between the mid and the high. So mid greater than, sorry, greater than target. Yeah. And in this situation, ARR of mid is lower value, right? So greater than, sorry, it must be less than the target. Now if it's true, then I'm going to update the value of low equals to mid plus 1. Else I'm just going to increase the value to mid minus 1. Yeah, if we don't have the, we can just return minus 1, because if it doesn't exist, we are just going to, if the condition is not going to pass through this one, so we'll just return minus 1. So we can just array intent. Okay, so search target equals to nums comma nums dot length comma target. You can just return that. Return, yeah. Hmm. Okay, what is the issue now? I'm going through this thing, okay, and checking if it's error of low is, yeah, checking whether if it's sorted or not. If it's not, if ARR of low less than target, yes, and ARR of mid is greater than target. If it exists, yeah, I'm updating the value of high to mid. Yes, yeah. Um, I'm not sure what is going wrong with the code. I'm just gonna go through the chat GPT, go to the code. Okay, I think this should work now. Yeah. Um, okay, pretty cool, I would say. Hmm. Okay, now for the next problem, just take this off. Okay, this is sorted in non-decreasing order, which is basically increasing order. Before being passed to a function, this is rotated to an pivot index. Okay, such as resulting in the array. Okay. For example, okay, given an array after rotations and integer target, true if its target is in the nums or false if it's not in the nums. Okay, so check whether the value exists in the array or not. Okay, in this situation, the problem is different because we don't have a distinct values, so there will be multiple ones. Hmm. So the previous logic for our question for this question won't work because in this case, hmm, 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 I mean it can work. Let's take for an example of 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, one, two, two. So I think yeah, this can work in this situation if the value of mid in the array will be okay. I have taken an array of 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 2. So my value of mid will be 0 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So basically it will be 4, index 4. So it will be this one. Hmm. So I'll check whether the value fits in between this. If it exists between the low and the mid, then if it's true, then it's not, then it's can check with the right one. Yeah, let's try the same solution for this one as well. Hmm. Boolean search target get int of arr input target comma int of n int low equals to target sorry 0 and int high equals to n minus 1. Obviously while Low is less than or equal to high. I'm just gonna take the int value of int of mid equals to low plus high by 2. If mid, sorry, error of mid equals to target, I'm just gonna return to true. If it's not, I'm going else if check the whether the left array is sorted or not. So in that case, error of mid, sorry, low less than or equal to target, and error of high greater than or equal to target. No, I need to check whether if it's lower than, whether it's more than or equal to error of mid. Yeah, I'm checking whether if it's sorted or not. Error of low. Yeah. Yeah, so just a second so that I can copy this one. What happened to this thing? Error of low is than or equal to error of mid. Yeah. If mid, if it's true, then I'm just gonna update the value of high equals to mid plus 1. If it's uh, if it's not, then I'll update the value of low equals to mid plus 1. It should be mid minus 1. Okay. Similarly, I'm checking whether the right half of the array is sorted or not. So in this situation, mid less than or equals to ARR of high. If ARR of low, no, low does not matter right now, mid less than or equal to target, and ARR of high greater than or equal to target. I'm gonna update the value of low equals to mid plus 1, or else I'll just increase the value, decrease the value of high to mid minus 1. Update the value of high by mid minus 1. Now if it does not check through, I'm just going to return the value false because the element does not exist in the array. Return search target sorry, nums comma target comma nums dot length. Okay, I think okay the logic works for this one. I'm surprised. I mean, it should work either way. Let's see. Yeah. So we got a zero because hmm, one and one, and it checked. Okay, in this situation we checked one, and both of them doesn't. I mean, according to the logic, it's not sorted. So it checks the right one rather than checking the left one. So because of that, we found this issue in our code. I think we need to go through this one. Okay, we took the size of the array and this is fine. This is also fine. Edge case where if ARR of low is equals to mid and equals to continue. Okay, till the condition is does not satisfied. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're just adding an edge case where if all the elements of is increasingly higher than this one. Okay. Else if right. No, else if it's just F. It doesn't matter though. Okay, in this it's I need to have else. Mid low equals to AR of mid and AR of mid equals to AR of high. Low equals to low plus 1, high equals to high minus 1 until now. Yeah, we got the answer. So basically, we are adding an edge case situation where if all the elements of the array, I mean, we are checking the elements of the array if it's equals to low and mid. So for in this case where we had the element array 10111, right? So in this situation, we are finding the element. Okay, I'm still confused about it. I'll just come back again. So basically what I'm trying to do here is, for suppose in this situation, if I am going through the normal condition, I'm checking whether if this value and this value is equal and this mid and high is equal. So in that case, the code won't work because we are checking the value exists between 1 and 1, and in this case it does not go through, but we have multiple elements of the same value, right? So in that case what we can do is, whenever we find such a condition where ARR of high low is equals to mid and ARR of mid is equals to ARR of high, what we can do is, if we can decrease the value, update the value by 1. So in this case ARR of low will increase the value of low in this, and low equals to low plus 1. So in that case it will be this, low ARR of low will be 0 and ARR of high will be 1. So now if we are going to check the condition now in this situation, whether the low is equals to the mid, and in this situation we found that yes, is the condition true, and we are going to check and update the value of mid plus 1, mid minus 1, and now we have the value of mid, which will be give us the value as true. Yeah, I think we'll go to the, this one is done. We'll go to the next problem, find the minimum sorted array. Okay, suppose an array of length 7, length n, sorted in ascending order, is rotated between 1 and n times. For example, might become, yeah, so if it was rotated 4 times, if it rotated 7 times. Okay, notice that the rotating array one time result in the array. Yeah, yeah. Return the minimum elements of this array. What? The minimum element of this array. So it's like we need to find the lowest element in the array. Hmm. I mean, we can do this similar to. Hmm. I think we can do something similar with the last problem. We can check if it's exists in that, and if it's not, then we are going to check, and we need to find the lowest one. Okay, so if find the L of the lowest, and in the right we can find the lowest, but it will be still order of n, right? So because we are traversing through every single one of them. Okay, what I can do is, as you can see, as you can see 3 is greater than 2, so most obvious answer would be that as my array is rotated, the second half will have the lowest number, because we have 3 and 2. We know that the low is greater than the high element. So obviously we found that the lowest number will be in the second half of the array. Even in this situation we can find that 7, 4 is greater than 2, right? So we know that it's going to be in the, because we are trying to find the lowest element in the array. Mm, So yeah, I think we can do something. We'll check whether the first value and the last value is smaller, greater than that. So I'm just gonna traverse to this one. And at the moment, if I find the error of low is less than this thing, error of high, then I'll get my value of this thing. What do you call the lowest element? So search min, so populate int of error comma int n int low equals to 0, int high equals to n minus 1, while less than or equals to high. First I'm going to check whether ARR of low is less than ARR of high. If it's true, then it is going to return the value of low, ARR of low. If it's not, then int mid equals to low plus high by by 2. And in the situation mid plus, no, if error of uh, low is greater than ARR of high, then we take that low equals to mid plus 1. What about mid? I need to check the mid as well, right? Okay, let's suppose with a case 5670124. Okay. Mm, in this situation, mid is this thing, and what will be my mid value? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3. This will be my mid. Hmm. Okay, 70124. So if I have an array of 6701245, instead of taking, okay, I'm checking the condition from my logic. If it's true, then I'm going to take the half of the array, right? But that's not going to work in this situation because my mid is the lowest value in this situation. So I need to find a case where I need to check whether the value of mid is less than the value of ARR of low. If it's true, then I need to update the value of mid high is mid plus 1. If it's not true, then I'm gonna update the value of low equals to mid plus 1. Yes, I need to create an variable of lowest end, and I need to find the largest one I can find. Okay, int lowest val equals to integer dot max value. Error of mid is less than error of low. In this situation, high is equals to mid plus 1. Hmm. And else if AR of mid is greater than ARR of low, then I'm going to update the value of low equals to mid plus 1 minus 1. Lowest val equals to ARR of low. तो ये वो अपडेट कर दिया equals to okay. Now I'm in a situation where I need to find the solution for this thing. Solution on finding how I can store the value of lowest. Hmm. Can check whether the value of lowest val equals to mad or minimum of lowest val and ARR of mid. Okay, what about in this situation? Return lowest val. Return search minimum. No? Nums comma nums dot length. Nums dot length. Okay. Ain't no way. But it's not sorted right. But it's pivoted. Expected value. The med is greater than zero. I need to take it. Hmm. I think I need to add some edge case in this situation. Hmm. Okay, okay, something similar to mine. Okay. Yeah, I have done this one as well. This one is also good. Okay, I need to eliminate the left half. Why should I do that? Low plus high by 2. Okay. Hmm. I have done that as well. Now I need to check whether the value of lowest is less than the array of mid. If it is, then I'm going to update the value of lowest val equals to math.min lowest val comma error of load. ठीक है इसके बाद load equals to mid plus 1 in a sorry lowest val equals to math.min of lowest val comma error of mid. I'm still confused about the solution. I'll just come back. So basically what we're trying to do here is we are just taking the value of we are just taking the lower sorted half of the array and taking the lowest value, whether if it's in the right side, then it will be the value of array of mid will be the lowest one, and in case of if it's on the left half is sorted, then it will be what do you call, low plus one. Yeah, so it will be low. So yeah, we are just taking this one. Okay, no, this is not the solution right now. Okay, um yeah, so basically I'm taking the lowest one of them and updating the value. I'm taking the second half of the array and I'm checking it again whether if it's sorted on the right or the left, and I'm taking the lowest value from the sorted array, and I keep on updating the values of low and high. Yeah, so that's it for the today. I think I have solved four problems today. I mean, yesterday I did the one yesterday, but yeah. So that's it for the day.